The next item of business is a debate on motions 13154 and 13155 in the name of John Swinney on appointment of Scottish Minister and appointment of Junior Scottish Minister. Can I remind members that under Rule 11.3.1 of Standing Orders, the question on these motions will be put immediately after the debate, and I invite members who wish to speak in the debate press their request to speak buttons. And I call on John Swinney to speak to and move the motion. Up to 12 minutes, First Minister.
Presiding Officer, it is with great pleasure that I rise to move the motion in my name that Kate Forbes be appointed as a Scottish Minister and that Ivan McKee be appointed as a Scottish Junior Minister. In doing so, let me set out the approach my ministerial team will take. When I accepted this Chamber's nomination for First Minister, I made it clear that I would be a First Minister for all of Scotland. Governments across the world are facing substantial challenges, and given those challenges, I believe, where possible, the best approach is to build consensus within our Parliament. In recent days, I have also spoken of the political ground which my party and my government will occupy, and that is firmly in the mainstream, moderate, left-of-centre tradition. I believe this is where most people in Scotland want us to be, and it therefore offers a sound starting point for that consensus building. And I will work with colleagues across the Parliamentary Chamber to secure agreement where we can on the issues that matter to the people of our country. For our colleagues in the Scottish Green Party in particular, with whom we have shared a partnership government in recent years, I hope we will be able to find common ground, albeit without a formal agreement in place. In appointing my ministerial team, I have made clear to all of my ministers the need to do everything in our power to help bring about as much agreement as possible in this Parliament. Of course, there will be occasions when it is not possible to build consensus or where ideas come forward from parties who have alternative but equally legitimate policy agendas, but we quite simply cannot reach points of agreement. In both instances, we will listen and we will consider. If it is not possible to reach agreement, and of course in any vibrant democracy argument is essential, I reiterate for my part that our engagement with Parliament will be undertaken with courtesy and respect. My ministerial team will respect different opinions and move forward in the manner I believe the people who sent us here want us to do, and that is to ensure that we engage constructively with other parties and listen carefully to their ideas. It is, of course, however, the role of opposition to oppose. But equally, I will never shy away from stating the Government's record and achievements in the steps that we have taken. In our mission to eradicate child poverty, we are lifting an estimated 100,000 children out of poverty. Since 2007, when this Government came to office, GDP per head has grown more quickly in Scotland than in the UK as a whole. Productivity has also grown faster. Through measures such as removing peak rail fares and extending bus travel to under 22-year-olds, we are actively helping with the cost of living as it affects individuals in our society. In our most precious public service, the National Health Service, we have the best performing core A&E units in the United Kingdom. Prescriptions are free, while the cost continues to rise south of the border. Attainment is at a record high, and record numbers of students from deprived backgrounds are going to university. Significant progress has also been made to tackle the climate emergency. But we do know that on climate change and other policy areas, more needs to be done. With my new ministerial team, Presiding Officer, we will work for every hour of every day to tackle the challenges head-on and to build a better Scotland. Before I turn to today's appointments, let me pay tribute to the ministers who are today leaving government. Joe Fitzpatrick has been a hard-working Minister for Local Government Empowerment and Planning, leading on the Scottish Government's relationship with our partners in local government and driving forward our ambition to improve the efficiency of the planning system. Emma Roddick has served well as Minister for Equalities, Migration and Human Rights. She has worked hard to build a better Scotland for minority groups and for refugees. And George Adam has been a tireless Minister for Parliamentary Business. His role of liaising with other parties has always been performed with good humour and professionalism, and he has been absolutely integral to the structuring of constructive relationships between the Scottish National Party and the Green Party in the course of our partnership agreement. So I welcome and thank each of the ministers for their service to the Scottish Government. I also pay tribute to the departing First Minister who left office on Tuesday. I look forward to Hamza Yousaf's wise counsel from the back bench, as well as his enthusiastic applause for all that I am saying. All of those departing government leave with my sincere thanks and I'm sure the best wishes of the whole parliamentary chamber. The team that I have assembled represents the most talented and capable public servants that the Scottish National Party government wishes to offer to the people of Scotland and to this Parliament. Firstly, I am delighted that Kate Forbes has accepted the role of Deputy First Minister and Cabinet Secretary for the Economy and for the Gaelic language and for Scotland's languages. Kate Forbes has made a significant contribution to this parliamentary chamber, and her daughter appears to be making a significant contribution from the gallery as well. Kate Forbes is held in extremely high regard in Scotland's business community and has a strong track record of championing the issues that relate to the success of the Scottish economy, and indeed this morning has been engaged in detailed discussions with the business community on the priorities that the government will take forward. As Scotland continues to be buffeted by the effects of Westminster austerity and Brexit, it is more important than ever that we use every lever at our disposal to harness Scotland's economic strengths. Kate Forbes will play a key role in driving forward that agenda. In doing so, she will ensure that we deliver growth for a purpose. It must be growth that is sustainable, that benefits everyone and that improves our public services. She will take on the responsibility for Scotland's languages and for one of Scotland's most cherished assets, the Gaelic language. And I look forward to demonstrating our support to the Gaelic language when I attend the parliamentary reception this evening to commemorate the 50th anniversary of the foundation of Solomon Ostig, the Gaelic College in Skye, in the constituency of the Deputy First Minister. I am also pleased that Ivan McKee returns to government. With his significant professional and political experience, Ivan McKee will make a formidable Minister for Public Finance in a role that requires forensic attention to detail. Alongside Kate Forbes and Ivan McKee's appointments, there are some other changes in the ministerial team. Cocab Stewart becomes Minister for Equalities, an issue on which she has campaigned her entire adult life. Jamie Hepburn becomes the new Minister for Parliamentary Business. I know that Jamie Hepburn has warm relationships with MSPs from across the political spectrum, and combined with his political abilities, there is no one better suited to this key role, a role which is even more important in minority government and one which will report directly to me, recognising the significance of parliamentary relationships. Angus Robertson will be taking forward our work across culture, external affairs and the Constitution. Christina McKelvey, in her role as Minister for Drugs and Alcohol Policy, will now report directly to the Cabinet Secretary for Health, ensuring the closest possible working with our other public health priorities. Tom Arthur, who has been a highly effective Public Finance Minister, will become the new Minister for Employment and Investment. And finally, I would like to pay particular tribute to the former Deputy First Minister, my friend Shona Robertson. In stepping back as Deputy First Minister as I form a government, Shona Robertson has displayed the typical selflessness and team spirit that she has demonstrated throughout her many years in government. Nobody except those who have served as a Finance Secretary understands the extraordinary effort that is required to steer a budget through Parliament. I am therefore delighted that Shona Robertson has accepted my invitation to continue as Finance Secretary, a role which she has accomplished with tremendous success. A number of ministers remain in post. They are the best people for their roles and they will work closely with other new colleagues. Let me finish, Presiding Officer, by pledging to the people of Scotland what they can expect from my ministerial team. The aim of my government will be to help people and their families get on in life, to live happier, healthier lives, to feel secure, and with that security feel a sense of possibility and opportunity. That ambition should not just be for a minority or even a majority for people, but for everyone. which is why the goal of eradicating child poverty is so close to my heart and which will be central to the direction of my government. And to Scotland's business community, we promise to do everything we can to help them not just survive these difficult times, but to thrive. On constitutional change, everyone in this chamber should remember that there is a majority in this Parliament for independence. That is the result of a democratic choice made by the people of Scotland. Now, I know that some opposition members may not like that choice, but it is frankly odd that some so often disregard that choice. More than that, it is disrespectful to the people who put us here to disregard that choice. Perhaps, Presiding Officer, this new chapter in our democracy will bring some reflection on that important point. Those of us who believe in independence do so because we believe, with the powers of a normal independent country, we can collectively as a nation build a wealthier, fairer country. So we will continue to make the case, in line with the mandate we have received, for the powers we need to make the most of the talents of all of our people. We will do everything we can within the current powers. We will engage with and listen to Scotland's people, our civic organisations and our businesses. And we will work with members of the Scottish Parliament across the chamber to deliver a better Scotland, to drive sustainable economic growth, to deliver better public services and to eradicate once and for all the curse of child poverty. For me, all these things are interlinked. Public services can only be properly funded when we have a strong economy. An economy can only be strong when every citizen is reaching their full potential. A fairer economy is the bedrock of a healthier, happier population. I and my ministerial team will focus on all of those efforts in the service of the people of Scotland, and I move the motions in my name.
Thank you.